Hello and welcome to Red Stain Radio, a Dead by Daylight podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Stevie. I'm joined by my wonderful podcast hosts, Madison and Bryson. I almost said Bryson and Madison.
Oh yeah, almost combined her names there. Hello, how are you?
Twins! Oh my god.
Oh, we're great.
Hello.
We're great. This here is episode 60. We're going to be sharing our favorite builds, survivor and killer alike. We'll give you some builds you can try out yourself or mix them up, make them your own. But first, we have to report on the results of last week's episode. We did a quick little poll, and we shared our roadmaps for a fake imaginary year with fake additions, and we kind of asked the community to vote on out of our three. It was only a 3-day poll, but Bryson, you got dead last with one vote. I was in second.
People did not
Maddie
believe in the Duolingo Rift Pass. That's on them. That's okay. You're missing out.
There's
You're missing out
for that. There's opportunities.
Right,
You have like all the human characters as survivors. They were slacking.
No, I think Maddie won though.
But Maddie had a good one.
Clearing above us.
Stop! Thank you. I want to thank
listen
my
to that
viewers.
last
I want to
episode
thank the listeners. I want to thank the fans
And the Academy, huh?
and the
Big
Academy.
award. I'm so jealous.
Oh, that's funny.
In regular DBD news, we've got some details on the upcoming quality of life, the communication wheel for survivors.
Woo.
Now, it's kind of a long time coming, but we're seeing feedback, and it's all coming together. Currently, are 8 slots on this wheel. They say you can customize what's on the wheel. The comms pop up on the HUD next to the player's name. This makes sense. It's readable. There's anti-spam. This might be a bit of a nothing burger, but I don't know if it comes with like a ping or a sound effect or anything. I don't know how much spamming it would be a problem other than server side, but the safety's there. You can turn it on and off in case you just think it's too much clutter, or you don't want to work with it, or you get harassed with it somehow. People are going to find a way to do that. Yeah. And you can mute specific survivors if you don't want to see their messages pop up. I'm curious how not intrusive this is going to be, or if it's going to be more than just an icon next to somebody's portrait when you activate a message, right?
Yeah, from the screenshot I saw, it was whatever it says, like the example that they show is like going for a gin, whatever that might mean. I don't really know why that would be an option, but it appears right next to their or right underneath their name, and it's just like a little text tag, almost like on Discord or whatnot, and it pops up there. So yeah, even if they did spam, I don't think it would be that big of a problem. But of course, they didn't say anything about there being an audio feature that comes with it, or like a little sound effect. My guess is there will be, since they don't want there to be spam. But it's nice that you can toggle it on and off, so you don't have to see it if you don't want to, and you can mute specific survivors. So maybe a survivor, although I think some people are going to use this to BM. Someone will learn or find out how to do that somehow. So yeah, you can mute people in game, which is nice.
Yeah,
I'm already thinking of ways I'll brief with it.
Oh, right.
Yeah. What are you planning, Matt? Do you have wholesome uses for this? You see it as a W?
I do think this is really good, especially for solo queue, because it's going to balance out Survivor Friends and solo queue. So when they're nerfing Survivor, they don't have to say, oh, this is going to hurt solo queue a lot more than Survivor Friends. They can say, oh, all survivors. So I'm really glad about that. However, I'm probably going to turn this feature off for me specifically. I think they specified that you can have it so you can either have the wheel, you can have no wheel, but other people's notifications still come through, or none at all. I'm probably just going to turn off the wheel for me, but I'm going to keep it for other people. Just because having the idea of having to ping in Overwatch or Apex, which I used to do, is already sending me through hysterics. I don't want to be doing all of that. No, thank you. I already have to worry so much. And I'm probably blasting Spotify too. I'll probably be listening to Siren Me or something. So I don't want to be listening to my music and then hearing ding, ding. Oh no, I had to ping the killer. The killer's over there, guys. I'm going for a gen. I don't want to be doing all that. I just want to run around my little circles.
Listening to music and playing DVD is crazy.
Hey, you get used to it. It's fun.
Although someone did say they play DVD and listen to us, so
exactly, they could be doing it now. You're getting looped by Bubba. Go the other way. No, use the window. What are you doing? Use the window.
Check that locker.
No.
It's cool to have, though. I'm glad solo queue is getting some love.
Yes. Yippee! Yay! Finally.
No, it's a long time coming. It kind of needed it, but I mean, within the last 10 years of DBD coming out, I think games have like released with that, like not that, but like released with some form of communication wheel or, non-text or non-voice chat communications, whether it is just like a mouse 3 to ping.
Yeah.
And I think DBD just kind of missed like that year when games started doing it. So took them 10 years to catch up.
Yeah.
100%.
I look forward to just spamming okay at everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what options they have, because you can switch between. You can customize your wheel, so there's more than 8 options.
Yeah.
And I much like a car's turn signal, I will not trust it, and I will not trust it not being there. You know what I mean? Like if a car doesn't have their
Yeah.
turn signal, I'm gonna believe that maybe they are gonna turn into me. I shouldn't cross the street until I see. So
Yeah.
like if a survivor says I'm going for the unhook, I'm gonna be a little cautious. I'm gonna make sure that they actually are.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're not. I don't know if they're gonna get stuck halfway through. And so it's that type of thing, right? This might lead to more people being like, "Sorry, I left you on hook." Dwight said Dwight said he was going for it,
Yeah.
and then Dwight got in a chase 2 seconds later. So you can't really have that excuse. But
This is why you lie and say, "Oh no, Meg said she was gonna save you," and then she never used the chat wheel, and then you just instigate, and then you just stand back. Like, maybe be a little evil. You can be a little evil. You can be a little evil.
I want to grief with it. You're
Yeah,
so
but
right.
grief
This
a
is the best way to
little
do it.
bit. Within like little.
There will be
portion.
griefing.
Okay, actually, don't do
Oh.
that though. That's a joke. Please
Yeah, no, be nice.
Be
This
nice.
is you can play nice with your friends. I get it.
It's called play with.
I get it.
It's called Survivor friends, not troll your friends, right?
The way I play it.
Yeah.
Let's move it on to the topic of today's shows. We've got our favorite Survivor and Killer builds for y'all. Now, a few of these might not be meta picks. I'm just gonna warn y'all. Do not come
question.
into this. Yeah,
That was a question I had going into this. Is okay. First of all, none of mine are meta.
if
also,
we have one,
if you want
you're
it-
lucky.
If you want a meta build, you can find 100 on YouTube or
Yeah.
TikTok or wherever you find your other DVD content creators. We are not your usual DVD content creators. We this is a podcast about a video game, which is a visual element. So it's very much a niche. But
Yeah.
I did not go into this with a meta build. If you want a meta build, maybe we'll do an episode on those. But
Yeah.
you ain't
I
getting it
would
here.
say I have one build that's like kind of meta-y, but that's because of 1-2 perks in it that are kind of popular. So
Okay.
Right, 1-2 popular perks does not a meta build make, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. Maybe you'll change your tune
We'll see.
when I show you it or tell you about it.
Ooh.
It's just like Dead Hard live. Like just all
It's
the-
actually live, Vigil,
Windows.
Shoulders of Burden, and Windows of Opportunity. It's actually pretty niche. No one's really used
Oh,
those.
that's
How
funny.
daring! Wow.
Daring today, aren't we?
So I hope listeners, you kind of pull something from this. Don't take this as like exactly what should be happening, but imagine this as a play style and the build suits the play style. Imagine your own play style and how you make your build. This should enlighten y'all into how we kind of play the game. Up first, who wants to be on the chopping block? Do we want to go? Yeah, Maddie, do you want to start us off with a Survivor or Killer build? You get to pick.
Ooh. I think we could do Survivor first because those are pretty straightforward. There's like no power.
Yeah.
to think about.
Right. That's what I
Right?
thought too.
We'll fire some Survivor builds at y'all, get y'all warmed up,
Yes.
and then we'll move on to the good meat.
Of all the builds, this is probably the most boring, in my opinion.
Yeah, all right, we're gonna start with my pretty basic Survivor build. This is like the most basic one, and I call this one the Randomizer. So, first perk, the main perk you're using is Dramaturgy from Nicolas Cage, one of his teachables. You're
Oh,
smiling,
amazing.
Bryson. I know what you're thinking.
I
know what
love
you're thinking.
dramaturgy.
Yes. So
But I also
for
know
those-
where you're going with this, so go on.
For those who don't know, Dramaturgy is a perk where whenever you're at full health, it'll activate, and then you can press the active ability button while you're running to sort of do a startup of a run for 0.5 seconds, and then one of the four things will happen. You'll either get 25% haste for 4 seconds instead of the usual 2. You get exposed for 12 seconds. You scream, or you get a randomly selected rare item with a random selection of add-ons. So fairly straightforward. And this has a cooldown of 40 seconds due to the exhaustion giving you that much exhaustion. And that is kind of the main thing you're going to be using throughout this entire build. Whenever you have dramaturgy and you're not in immediate danger, or you know you're not going to get the exposed status effect, you are spamming that perk for this build. Because if you don't know about dramaturgy, it will go through one of those 4 possibilities before it does another one. So if you screamed, got an item, and got the double haste, that means the next one, when you activate dramaturgy, will be the exposed, and vice versa. If you got exposed, scream, and the haste before, the 4th one will always be the item before it resets. So what you want to be doing is trying to get the bad ones out of the way and saving the good ones for when you're in chase, i.e. the getting an item or the extra haste. So how do you combo this with other perks? Easy. There's basically 2, I would say, are the most important, that being Vigil and Fixated. For those who don't know, Vigil's probably one of the more meta perks and is currently available on Quentin from the, I was going to say Five Nights at Freddy's, from the Nightmare on Elm Street chapter. That was so hard to say. But you recover 40% faster with this perk equipped from blindness, broken, exhausted, exposed, hemorrhage, hindered, mangled, oblivious. So all of those stats effects, you recover 40% faster, which is a gain nerf to 33, I believe, when the new chapter comes out on the 25th. Additionally, when a survivor is within range of this perk and they leave after leaving 16 meters away from the person who has this perk equipped, it lingers for 15 seconds. So not only are you supporting teammates if they're close by with certain negative stats effects, but this is also letting you use dramaturgy a lot quicker. I can't do math, but I believe the math says it would be down to 27.5 seconds or something like that. So basically, every minute you can activate it twice. And you just do that when you're doing a generator. Like, oh, I'm fine. I'm going to do dramaturgy real quick. And then you just keep doing the gen like nothing happened. And just keep spamming it to get that random gotcha luck. Additionally, another perk I have included in this build is Fixated. This is just a fairly standard, you walk 50% faster and you can see your own scratch marks perk. I think it's your own scratch marks, or is it everybody's? I think it's your own. It's your own. Yes, it is. So walk 50% faster, you see your own scratch marks. This is just kind of a nice combo with dramaturgy and visual, because when you're walking, you recover your exhaustion. So you can do that in chase and do a bit of shift tech, which if you don't know, you should go see our episode about DBD tips where I talked about shift tech in length. And additionally, the final perk, this can be really any other perk, but since dramaturgy wants you to be healthy, I combined it with another perk that wants you to be healthy, that being finesse from Laura Croft. Every 40 seconds, I believe, the next time you do a rushed quick action is performed slightly faster and you get different animation. It pairs up really nicely, especially get that double haste. You can just go right to a window, do it, and the killer will think they hit, but they miss. So that's my first build, Randomizer Survivor. Thoughts, ladies, on that?
It's not where I thought it was going to go, but dramaturgy is a good one just by itself. But
yes,
putting a build around is cool.
It's a really strong chase build on its own.
Exactly.
I mean, the fact that you're just gambling for items means that every chase you're kind of just extending it with 2 seconds of haste minimum.
Yeah.
Maybe you get smacked with exposed once, but that's the gamble.
Exactly.
And when you mentioned finesse, I was like, ooh, I would hate to be the killer that can barely catch up to the Nick Cage, and then he dramas, and then I can barely catch up to them, and then they finesse, and I smack the window, and I want to close the cage.
It's so fun, though. It's so fun. You feel so powerful.
You just take so much extra distance.
Yeah.
And you could get some good items in the process, too.
Like medkit, flashlight, toolbox. Mm-hmm. Not very much fog vial or maps, but sometimes a key can be useful. Sometimes.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yes, but that's my first build.
Cool build.
Drama focused.
Drama.
How dramatic.
I could take the next one. If y'all want to hear.
Yes, please.
I've got for y'all the animal build. This build is built around one thing. I have selected perks for it where the icon has an animal. And it makes me really happy. So this build I have found, there's more than 4 in the game. And if you're thinking of a couple, keep that in your mind, because some of them are fun to build together and some of them work with other animal perks. And you can swap out one for another animal perk and it's still an animal build. So take this home and make your own. What I like to put in is Boil Over. It's got the big horse on it. It's
Yes.
pretty decent. Killers kind of just have to deal with it. It doesn't do much for you unless you're already on the ground. Maybe you get an escape, and that's pretty cool. Boil Over doesn't have much to it other than that. So it's kind of the just sitting there on our build to fill out one of the spots with a horse.
Yeah.
The next animal is a fish in Red Herring. Red Herring will kind of incentivize you to still be doing gens and doing crazy stuff. It is on its own kind of its strongest. You can't really pair a Red Herring with another perk to really make it work super well.
Yeah.
I'd say on its own, maybe you throw a Blast Mine in there and Red Herring does something, but the benefit of getting a killer to go check out a gen works. It just does. If you can strategically pull someone away from a 3-gen by making them go to that far away corner because they have no other info at the perfect moment, it feels like you did something, even if you wasted 45 seconds. Plus, there's a fish on the icon. That's what we care about for this
A
build.
herring.
We love the fish.
We love the
Second
herring.
or third perk, I have chosen Light-Footed. Now, there's a cat on this.
Oh yeah,
And that's why I
There's
picked it.
that.
kitty.
You could go with Spine Chill. That's another cat. But I feel like Spine Chill used to be a lot better. And when I ran this build in 2020, it worked. It was an anti-stealth perk at that point. It was meant to be used. Now Spine Chill has not seen usage. And despite the icon still remaining the best cat icon in the game, I have to give it to Light-Footed because it kind of does stuff and you won't really see it working at all. That's kind of the tough thing about this build. None of the value you get is visible. None of the value you get you actually know is happening. You don't know the killer's having a tough time to hook you. You don't know the killer couldn't find your footsteps. Maybe you were injured and they found you anyway. Maybe you were injured and Light-Footed just didn't help you. Pick another perk if this one doesn't help so much. But there's a cat on it. And
I
that's
love
what matters.
kitty. Yes.
The fourth perk, I have found the new Duty of Care. It's kind of a sneak one in, but if you can tell me what animal's on Arella's perk,
Oh.
Here
we go.
Okay.
There's an
Care.
animal on it.
yes,
Wait, what?
there's a
Duty of
snake.
care.
There's a snake because
Oh,
the,
right.
I don't know what you call it, but the Hermes crook or whatever Greek
Yeah,
god
the
used
medical
to-
symbol.
Yeah, the medical symbol, the Hippocratic oath or whatever. You pledge to a cross with a snake wrapped around it,
Yeah,
and that's on Arella's Duty of Care. So
Okay.
that's a slightly better perk than some of the other options. The rest of the animal perks that exist don't really do much. Like I said, Spine Chill kind of falls flat. Calm Spirit, you can bring. There's a bird on that.
is there a
It's-
bird on it? I thought it was just someone
Yep.
with their palms open.
There's a tiny
Something
little
in it.
bird in it. There's a tiny little
corner?
baby
There
bird
is.
in
It
the,
belongs
in the
like
palm.
hands. There's a little
Palms.
birdie.
Okay,
Oh, it's
I
a
need to
clear
look then.
birdie.
Right in the
Look closer.
center. Calm Spirit's
Okay.
a little tough to use, but it's got an animal on it. So I would say you can run that if you don't have Duty of Care and you still want to do 4 animal perks. You can make this build really cheap. But you are going to kind of have to deal with Calm Spirit.
Yeah.
If you want to actually make this a little better while keeping the animal motif but not explicitly icons, throw on Hope or Lightweight, and you can say there's feathers, there's birds.
Bird.
Some other mentions: the invocation perks have a spider and a crow on it. I don't recommend them, even for the meme, but have fun.
Everyone's okay. The
Most
other
of the animal
one-
perks, coincidentally, kind of lead in towards a boldness aspect, kind of the animalistic nature of what they're
Yeah.
implying. So all of these perks will synergize in one way, and that way is kind of just getting into things. Whether you're running from high pressure to objective to another, it's not enough to kind of protect you from these risky plays. So you will have to keep your own survival instincts at the front of your mind. The build doesn't do much.
Do you have a killer animal build as well? You gonna be sharing
Ooh.
one?
Yeah.
That
Maybe
one's
next-
a
maybe
little
next time we do
easier
this.
to pull off something.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Workable. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
out there.
Beast
It's
of
out there
Prey,
for eyes to see.
Bloodhound, Deerstalker.
Right? And you don't even have to play a character other than Huntress to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, or yeah, you could also anything with demo organ on it or xenomorph. Technically, they're animals.
Technically, they're
technically,
animals.
yeah.
It's kind of cheating, but technically, they're animals.
Yeah.
What do you mean they're not animals? Yeah, they are. They're animals. We've had this conversation. I don't want a shark in my video game as a killer.
Now keep in mind though, there's no Demogorgon on Surge. There's no
Oh,
Demogorgon
right.
on cruel
Right.
limits. There's
Exactly.
no so right. We might be thinking
Yeah.
they're animals, but are they depicted in the icon? Can we get
True,
4
true.
animals on the
Xenomorph
HUD?
is depicted in 2. It's
I
got
thought all 4.
the cinema, like the hands up
Ultimate
in the air,
weapon,
Alien
alien
instinct.
and then
rapid
the
brutality.
profile view. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's in all 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Some of these killers, man. You can
This
get an
is
animal perk.
this. I love this. This is you're theming it around animals. That's cool. That's not everything, but these are probably the best of the options. Which it's a good pick.
Right.
I like
If
these.
you limit your pool to a tiny little subsection, you get creative because you have to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I share mine. If you've played DVD with me at all, you know this build. It's called the plot twist build. That's what I call it.
Oh,
It's the
absolute cinema.
the plot twist build. So you start out, you put that fog vial right back on. You're gonna love it. You're gonna pray you don't get an indoor map, and you're gonna cook with this build. That's how it's gonna go. Okay, so you're gonna put a fog vial on. The add-ons, they genuinely do not matter. I get a lot of it has 4 add-ons, 5 add-ons. None of them are crazy. I think the Erie is actually pretty good. So maybe throw that on, and then whatever one that suits your fancy or that you have available. It genuinely does not matter. It's the perks that kind of really sell this, but the fog vial helps. And so in addition to the perks that I'll give you in a second, I also tell you how to use this, because there is a specific thing you need to do. One, you do not, as soon as you equip this, you're going to get an indoor map. It happens to me every fucking time. It's like, okay, I'm going to run a plot twist build. Larry's. It's like, fucking Christ. Plot twist build, Hawkins. It's like, okay, I'm done. We're going to switch.
Yeah.
Anyway,
No,
okay.
thank you.
So the title of the build is the plot twist build. So you need plot twist from Nick Cage. This allows you, while injured, to crouch and hit the activated button, and you go into the dying state, and you can recover fully. Okay. So you may have seen people do this where the killer's chasing you or chasing someone, and they crouch and they go down, making the killer whiff. A lot of people like to meme like that. That's cool. But this is genuinely really good. You can do that once, and then once during in-game as well. So it reactivates once all the generators are done. The next perk you want is Tenacity, which is a detective tap perk. You can crawl and recover at the same time. And you actually recover quite fast thanks to plot twist. So, and that recently got buffed too when they try to do the anti-slugging mechanics. So what you want to do is you get injured, you throw on that fog vial. Let me go through the other perks actually before I do this. You want Lucky Break from Yui. That suppresses when you get injured, that suppresses pools of blood, scratch marks for up to 60 seconds. So you can kind of get away easily there, and hopefully lose them. And then you also want Overcome with Jonah Vasquez. Overcome, once you get hit, your Lucky Break is going to activate, but also Overcome is going to give you 2 extra seconds of that speed boost that you get when you're injured. So you'll make distance. You'll not make any scratch marks or blood, so they can't track you all that well. You're then going to pop that fog vial in hopes that they're not in the bubble. So when you're not in the bubble of the fog vial, it's really dense. Whereas if you're inside of it, they can see you pretty easily. So you want to at least get maximum distance as much as you can. Ideally, if there's a window or a pallet when you get hit, that's even better, allowing you to make more distance. And then you want to find the biggest patch of grass or bush or a dark shadowy area where you can hide your body. You also want a character who does not have a bright cosmetic. Wear something dark. I usually go with Alan Wake's suit with the blood covered in it. That usually works really well for me, because if you're doing the Yui Nine Tails cosmetic, you're gonna get found. You cannot do a pay to lose cosmetic. Then you're gonna find that little spot. You're gonna crouch, activate plot twist, and you're gonna fucking stay. You're gonna stay there and recover and just hold your breath and hope the killer does not find you. If they do start looking around for you, maybe you're a big old patch of grass and you see them coming around like a hay bale or something, which I've done before. Maybe start crawling around. You can still recover because you have tenacity, but you can keep crawling around. You can essentially rotate around the loop so they don't see you either. So, but I've had killers walk right over me. I've successfully done this in indoor maps or like the Trickster's Delusion map with less success, but occasionally it happens. But even then, if you do not get this to activate and they say they find you, and before your plot twist you can activate your plot twist and you can recover fully to full health. If they pick you up and hook you, you can still try to use that later again, even before gens are done, because you did not finish plot twist. So you can do it again and try that again. I've done it a few times where I was like, ooh, not successful. And then I just ended up just doing it out of chase and healing all the way up without wasting someone's time. So that's my plot twist build. There's variations of this you can find online, but this is the one I use and I find the most success from.
Nice. Yes. Yes.
I like it too, because you've kind of added in that second subset of like getting injured is necessary to plot twist, but we're gonna make getting injured as safe as possible. We're gonna overcome and we're gonna lucky break, and they won't even find us. And if they do, we have a fog vial. And if they get close, we're plot twisted. You can't find me. I like that. So you're constantly evading chases until the one time they commit, and the one time they commit, you're not there anymore. You're tucked between two traffic cones.
Yeah. Sometimes quite literally, or like like I said, a shadowy corner of an indoor map. Yeah. I've done that before.
Exactly. What I like about the build is that it's not just stuck to that specific part. Like once you get off that successful dramaturgy and not all the gens are done, where you get that second use of it, you still have overcome, you still have lucky break, so you can still try use that and the fog vial to get away from chase by getting into lockers or like running to a corner of the map that people don't normally go to and just try to throw them off. There's multiple uses, even if it's not the main use.
Yeah, and it's if you end up getting slugged too, like you have tenacity, you can recover and move.
Exactly.
At the same time, trying to ease some of that pressure off that killer has earned. So yeah, give it a try and let me know what you think. You will get an indoor map though, like I said, so beware.
Yeah, be ready. Be ready. And with that, we did a successful rotation. Yay! Yippee!
Now, I do have another survivor build. I see Bryson with another.
I do.
I have another one too.
You have another?
I have 2 total.
Round 2.
Randomizer, and I have my other one.
Well, what's your other one?
Yeah, tell us your other one.
Let me tell you about it. I call it Love. Love. And
it's Love?
Love. The goal of this build is just to get value out of one very mid perk and making sure your friends don't die. The main goal, or not goal, the main goal, but the main like priority of this build is a perk that you may know called Autodidact from Adam Francis when he released With the Spirit. This unique perk that he has reads that at the beginning of the match, when you have this perk equipped, all of your skill checks are replaced by a special skill check where when you hit it, you gain a token. And for each token you hit, you gain 20% progress when you would hit a healing check on another survivor. So if you're healing yourself, it doesn't work. But if you're healing other people, it does work. And you start at -20 for this bonus. But then once you get that first token, it's 0, then 20, then 40, then 60% progress. It gets pretty nutty once you get to 5 stacks. So the goal of this build is just to get to 5 stacks of Autodidact and to spam as many skill checks as you can to auto heal people. So here are the perks I recommend running with the Love build. Perk number 2, Deadline. This came with Alan Wake and is a bit hated on by a certain someone whose name may start with a B.
Deadline? Oh god, okay. I'll let you finish your I'll do my Deadline build or my Deadline rant at the end of this, but I'll let you finish. Sorry. But I hate Deadline. Anyways.
So with Deadline equipped, it's fairly simple. When you are injured, you have a 15% increased chance to gain a skill check, and the caveat to this is that they appear anywhere on the screen specifically. Now, most people would say, oh, that doesn't sound really good. But for Autodidact, it is, because the skill check that replaces the normal healing one when you have Autodidact equipped is much larger than a normal skill check. And you're not punished for not hitting a grade, because there is no grade. It's just one bar. So if you hit that bar, you're good. And as long as you're not looking to the side, you're going to see it, because you also still get the noise notification that comes along with the skill check. It's just going to not appear right in the middle. So once you get used to that, it's not going to be bad. So you're going to have a base when I'm injured 15% increase chance to get skill checks. Because I forgot to mention this, if you autodidact equipped, it also makes you more unlikely to get a skill check. I believe reduced by 50%. Dibby, let me switch to autodidact real quick because I just realized I forgot a part of autodidact.
Is that a real stat? I thought it was always just it felt like you had half the skill checks with autodidact.
You probably want to run a med
Did
kit
they
with it
buff it?
then.
Oh my god, did they buff it? Hold on.
Med
Hold
kit's
on.
not worth
Yeah,
the
it got
thought.
a buff a little while ago. It's been a while, but
Oh
it's
my
gotten
God.
changed slightly.
I was wrong. You don't get reduced skill checks, I guess.
Yes, it just
Placebo
feels
effects.
like it just feels like
Feels like
once you put on the perk that needs you to hit skill checks, it'll
Yeah.
feel like you're hitting half of them.
And it was buffed from 20 to 15 negative, and then you gain 15 plus for each one. So it's negative 15 at 0 tokens, but then when you get to 5, it's 60. There we go. I'm so well researched in for these episodes. I'm so smart.
Hey, there's so many perks. It's okay not to know them all.
Maybe. Anyways, so with that equipped, you definitely want to run Deadline because these skill checks are massive, and it's not really that big of a problem if you have it equipped. It's not that bad. Also, it's 10%, not 15. But it also increases. It also has the extra caveat that if you were to miss a skill check, it reduces that penalty by 50% for any skill check, so generators included. So if you do miss a skill check with autodidact, the progress you're losing is going to be minimal. Like, it's going to be that small. So we're going to run that too. Now, the third perk, this one is probably better than Deadline, but it does stack with it, and it doesn't get harmed by the diminishing returns update. Yeah. And that is the one, the only 1, 2, 3, 4 from the Bunyasak that came out with the chapter with the Krisu. There we go. And this makes it so when you press an active ability button, you stand and perform, where for 15 seconds you have to hit very large skill checks, and after you hit them after a certain amount of times, any survivors within 16 meters of you get empowered, where they have a 20% increased chance for 90 seconds to get a skill check. And that also adds, or not adds, but it also has a 90-second cooldown. So if you have the 20%, then you have the 10th Alan Wake. With autodidact, you have a 30% increased chance to get a skill check when you're healing somebody, and for each token you get, you're getting that increased healing speed or healing progress bonus when you have a skill check up to 60%. So you will literally get one skill check, you'll tap it with 5 tokens, and you instantly heal them. It's amazing. Now for the last perk, this can really be anything. The only thing I don't recommend is healing speed, because that kind of defeats the purpose of the build. So I personally love to run Shoulder the Burden, where you take a hook state from another survivor and you get exposed for 60 seconds. And I feel like that just kind of winds it out, because most of the time you don't want to be in chase when you have this build on. So if another survivor is getting tunneled, you can just kind of even the odds per se, and you can have more chances to use autodidact. So that's my build. Foss ladies. Yeah.
Okay, so Deadline. Let's talk about it, guys.
Let's talk about this.
Deadline might be one of the worst perks.
It's not that
in
bad.
DBD.
It's not that bad.
It's not that good either. You got to be injured. It's essentially like a doctor simulator, but without doctor. I don't know. It's just, but with
it is the madness.
Yeah, you'll definitely have the madness. You're seeing the dark place, I guess. But I commend you for trying to give some of these perks some love by giving love to other survivors, which is cool. I really liked how you built those around. I didn't realize that's what is that what you usually run when you're running? It's like, what are you running, Deadline? I was like, what are you running Deadline for?
Yeah, that's what I'm running with Deadline. I'm running autodidact.
Shoulder Burden is just a solid perk. That's like a really, I think, underrated perk,
broken.
but also,
It's broken.
but very, very good. Yeah.
It's broken.
Which will probably get nerfed in the next update, is my
probably.
guess.
It's coming. I can feel it, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I really like that one. But
I do like your build. I have immediate a little thought of okay, so we have the 5 stacks of autodidact, right?
Yes.
We've achieved this through the rest of the build. Now are we just healing people who are injured, or are we trying to heal people when we shouldn't even be healing them, right? Like if somebody gets downed and then somebody else takes the chase, the killer might pick up in 10 seconds. But if you have autodidact, you could pick them up in 2 seconds.
Exactly.
If you're lucky.
You get it.
So I'm imagining maybe this shoulder or maybe deadline. We swap out one perk for like we'll not we're gonna make it. We're gonna
We're
live
gonna live
forever.
forever.
Yeah, we're gonna live forever. So that way the person you picked up off the ground, maybe the healing speed interfered with the auto didact, but you're kind of like hedging your bets, right? Like you still
Yeah.
want to get them off the ground even if auto didact doesn't
Yeah.
proc, but
That
now
also
they
gives
have
them endurance, doesn't
endurance.
it? Or am I thinking of a
It
different
does.
one?
It'll give them endurance, or I think buckle up also gives them endurance, but specifically when
Yeah.
on the ground. Or
Yeah.
if you're just healing people in risky situations and you like doing that and auto helps that, maybe made for this, then that way you can take the hit. You're still injured because you had deadline active, and then you got the auto heal. But how about you? You're still injured. You can take a hit with made for this.
Hmm.
I like this. You're doing fast heals, so you
Yeah.
should reward yourself with them. Like grab a
Exactly.
perk that
Exactly. Get
rewards
value.
getting heals on top of auto.
Yeah, and if you want more skill checks too while healing, you could add the med kit and the add-ons that increase the chances of skill checks.
Auto only procs when you're healing with your hands, when you're
Exactly. No
empty-handed healing.
medkits.
Oh,
No
okay,
medkits. That's
gotcha,
why I don't recommend any items for my survivor build.
gotcha.
No items.
Wasn't aware of that. Cool.
Hoard.
Well,
Hoard your item.
ignore what I said. I don't know the perk well enough. Sorry.
It's tough. It's tough. The
Mhm.
behavior already made it not usable, so they wanted to make sure.
Maddie made it usable.
Maddie made it.
This
I
is
usable.
made
probably
it-
the best situation you could use it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
All right. Another survivor build, please. I need more.
Coming right up. Waiter, more
Waiter,
please.
waiter. More survivor build, please.
Let's roll out. This one is one that maybe it's only best with a certain outfit.
Okay.
That outfit being
Oh.
the mime outfit for Fungmin. I when I first saw this, it became one of my favorite Fungmin outfits. Hard to say that. The mime cosmetics, she just has like grease paint and like the red and white stripes with striped leggings, and it looks good. She looks like she belongs in France at a mime convention rather than like an actual mime. Like she's a mime wannabe, which is perfect for this build at
Pirate
least.
mime. Right.
The idea was I kind of wanted to like what are like the key aspects of a mime, right? Classic French clown is not speaking and doing funny actions in front of you to
Yeah.
get you to laugh or pity them or whatever. So this build needs, you got to keep it in your mind, a Fungmin dressed in mime outfit.
Yes.
We're going to give her calm spirit so she doesn't make noise and
like
she can
that.
sneak up and get hit or whatever. We're going to give her quick and quiet. We're going to give her any means necessary and diversion. Those last 3 perks are just so you can pantomime in front of the killer.
Okay.
The idea here is you're going to be doing actions in front of the killer to kind of be a clown, or maybe for your teammates. Maybe they come over and crouch to heal at you, and then you crouch like you need a healing too. Or somebody drops a pallet and chase, so you go over and any means pick it up and drop it yourself. Or you just jump in the middle of a chase and run around in between 2 people. What you want to be doing is just imitating people. This is actually what mimes do. Is they will find somebody and they will imitate you a little bit just to kind of get your attention, and then they'll do their bit.
Yeah.
So the idea here is we're gonna sneak into a chase. As soon as they recognize you, you need to just immediately go for your act. You've had this prepared. You know what you're doing. You brought quick and quiet, so you can jump in and out of lockers. You can cross windows, any means necessary. Just pick up pallets. As soon as you get your diversion, that's going to be used on the killer. As soon as they know you're part of making this match fun, you use the diversion, and then that's their sign that like you've done it. It's kind of you spent 40 seconds in front of the killer. You can kind of end your performance with that. It's your crescendo.
Mm-hmm.
Some alternatives you can do for this to spice it up. I've thought about other ones. If you really want to go for like the mime aesthetic, you can kind of go like Iron Will. That way, if you get hit, you're still quiet and you're still keeping in character.
Mm-hmm.
This is the idea. You want to
That's
stay in
such a
character.
good. That's such
You don't want to
good
not be a
pick.
mime.
Oh, that's so funny.
Mimes also don't really, use tools or props. So you really want to use the environment. This is why I recommend something like Any Means, so you can reuse pallets for your bits. Something like Diversion, you can reuse it for your bits.
Mm-hmm.
What I thought of for another one was cross-examination. if you really like the stealthy aspect of being a meme lord, if you like to sneak in right in front and be in a funny place you shouldn't be, this one will help you get in the middle of chases. Maybe you're chasing the killer the entire match and they don't even know until the very end when they finally find you. That's what a mime would do.
Oh.
I am advising you. This build is very much not going to get you much. People won't know what you're doing. Teammates will hate you. The killer would probably just have fun hitting you. But if you do it right, you're going to have fun being a mime. Come on. It's the only way to pull it off.
Yeah.
It's shocking to me that Fung
Find
is
a clown,
the only
I think.
one. Oh my gosh, yeah, find a clown. That'd be hilarious. It's crazy to me that Fung is the only one that has a mime cosmetic. Dwight doesn't have a mime cosmetic.
No.
I think Dwight would be perfect.
Oh,
a mime.
yes.
Get your duo, one as Fong, one as Dwight with the hypothetical mime cosmetic, and then you just do like a whole routine.
Oh my god.
This is the idea, right? You get a whole troop of clowns, including a mime Fung and like a Mad Hatter Ace Visconti. You get everybody doing the bit.
Yes. I will add one perk I would consider adding to this build that I think would be really funny is swapping out any means for apocalyptic ingenuity. Because you're literally making
I was thinking the same
thin air. You use it and then it's gone. Boom.
That's perfect.
That's so good.
Yeah, Rick wasn't out when I had first created this, so that's actually an upgrade. That's perfect.
I will say though, the downside is that you are using apocalyptic ingenuity. So maybe
They buffed it.
any means.
Hold on, they buffed it.
Hold on.
They
that
buffed
doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's only one.
You're right.
It's only one.
Oh, and frick! Actually, yeah. You does. So calm spirit, does that make opening chests slower too? I thought that was only on bones. Calm
I
spirit
think
has
it's
a nerf like
totems.
that.
Totems, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. Calm spirit would make apocalyptic ingenuity harder. So
what an
maybe
unnecessary
hardened.
nerf.
You gotta balance it.
You might have to go hardened instead. If you're gonna go with apocalyptic, you have to go hardened, and then hardened precludes you have to get the totem and the chest before you can do your bit because you would scream and that would break the immersion as a mime. And it's tough, right?
Exactly.
And you want to try to get Crotus pin.
Yeah.
Carnival.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You get the carnival map.
You can go there.
Yeah. No, they're not really warriors.
That's good. Maybe the night map. Maybe they had jesters, mimes, something like that.
I don't remember
this
any
could work.
gestures being on Decimated Borgo.
No, but like it's got like the vibe. It's like, it's from night
I see what you
time.
mean, like castle, kind of like
Or
medieval.
Forgotten Ruins too in the dungeon.
Hello, my lords. Would you like to see an art? Hello.
And then he just tortures you there. That's good. Apocalyptic Judy. That's a good upgrade to that too.
Out of thin air is perfect. That's exactly what a
really
mime would
good.
do.
And you throw it down and it's gone. It's just poof.
Like it didn't exist. It never existed. What do you mean? There was no palette.
Man. That's funny.
Something like a dramaturgy is also a good pick because, funny gambling, randomized. You do run into the risk of the scream. It breaks the immersion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are no longer a
share
mime.
that.
You are.
I'm glad I could share that one.
I gotta try that one.
Yes.
I'll give that one a go. Unlike the deadline one. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
I will throw shade at deadline until I die. If there is one deadline hater, it's me. If there are none, if they're done, I'm dead.
Oh my god.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, I'll do mine and then we can jump into killer ones. My next one is, I just called it Jin Shenanigans. I've never really called it this, but I didn't know what else to title it. So first you're going to put on Wiretap from Ada. So after doing a Jin for, it's like 30%, something like that, 60%, I don't quite remember the amount. You can press the activate ability to put on Wiretap. If the killer comes within range of that, everyone sees their aura. So, and that Jin turns yellow. Along with that, you're going to run Blast Mine from Leon. Again, you activate that. You do the same amount of Jin as the Wiretap, except you put on you press the activate ability. When you're running both of these, you're going to put those on together. They're not separate activations. So you're going to put those on together. So when a killer comes to kick it, They're going to kick it. They're going to get blast minded first. Everyone's going to see it across the map, laugh, and then they're going to kick it again, and because they can see their aura, and then laugh, and then he'll kick it again, or the killer will kick it again, and the wiretap will go away. But to pair that with Repressed Alliance from Cheryl, so this allows you, after doing a gen for a certain amount of, they're nerfing this or they're buffing this a bit in the next update, which I don't remember, but once you repair a gen for a certain amount, you can press the activate ability while you're the only one on the gen. I think it's like E or something if you're on PC. And it blocks the gen. It turns it white for everyone to see, and the killer cannot kick it, and no one can work on it. It helps with, maybe you think they have Pop Goes the Weasel or nowhere to hide. You can pop that on
Pain
there.
resonance.
And then pain resonance too, because it will still explode, but it will not regress. Gens that are blocked do not regress. Just FYI for anyone who is unaware of that.
For those,
That's why Dead Man's and Pain Res may not always be the best combo, because sometimes you kind of kick yourself in the butt. And then finally, the last perk there is up to you. I usually pair something chase oriented with it. Maybe like Windows Opportunity. Lithe is a common one that I run. You can also do head on. If you do head on, you get into a locker nearby. They think you're in there, which is funny. And then once they kick it, Blast Mind, everyone sees it because of wiretap. They kick again, wiretap is gone, and they walk over to that silly little locker that they think you're in, and then you head on them, and then you run off, and you just did a little wombo combo that everyone saw. So that's how I like to use that. Again, that last perk is up to you. One other way I like to use this is to put wiretap on along with Blast Mine and Repressed Alliance. Then your wiretap is lasting longer, and your Blast Mine is lasting longer, and your gen isn't regressing. It can't be kicked, and you loop around the gen. So you're getting killer aura. You can read it. You can read them. You can loop them more effectively. Everyone else is seeing it, so they're more comfortable, and they can stick to whatever they're doing. They don't have to worry about where the killer is. They know where it is because you're looping them around the gen. And it's giving them aura. So another perk with wiretap. So if you're almost done with the gen, don't put it on there. And if you think you're going to finish that gen, then go to another gen that it doesn't have any progress on it. Just tap it. Just tap the gen real quick, and you'll hear that really low of the pistons. It sounds like it's barely started. You can put wiretap on that gen, okay? And then it sounds like to the killer, it's like, oh, that gen doesn't have any progress. Why would I kick it? Your wiretap is more likely to last longer. So then you can loop around that gen that doesn't have any progress, is giving aura reading to you and your teammates while they do other more important gens. So I really like it like that as well. So
nice.
Little I guess a loop kind of build with some information for your team. Again, kind of silly, but also fun to see the killer get Blast Mind from across the way, and everyone giggles in voice chat.
Pointing at
yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, he kicked the Blast Mind gen. It's good.
It's a lot of strategy to that too, because you're almost guaranteeing at least like a moment where the survivor team has like perfect information at the time that the killer is fully unable to do anything, right? They're at this gen, like you said, either it's got enough progress to want to be kicked and get Blast Mind, or it's got no progress and the wiretap is giving full value until it expires, because the killer would not kick a gen and waste time on that. But either way, like you get in a chase nearby one of your traps, or nearby the gen that you were working on, the gen the killer obviously has to defend, you're getting value. You're expecting this outcome and you're preparing for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the gens that are the best gens to apply wiretap to, or like
strategically.
Shack gen is a good one, or one that's maybe on the edge of Shack, like just outside of it. That way you can loop a side of Shack, and then they're on the other side, and you could see maybe they're trying to mind game you. I've seen that before. Or maybe a second story of a house in like Bad Ham or something. That's always been a good one as well, because you can see them from anywhere and inside the house, which is cool.
Yeah, Shack is also a classic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's the Gen Shenanigans build.
I like it.
Yes.
That's our survivor builds for you. We're gonna roll right into killer ones. Now, I'm gonna preclude this with we main a couple killers, so you're probably just gonna
Yeah.
see us with
Bit
our
biased.
mains.
Yeah.
A bit
Yeah.
biased, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm down to run this one, or Maddie. You got us,
Yeah.
Maddie.
Yeah,
Go,
you
Send
Maddie.
us off.
I'm gonna start with my favorite main. This one, I'm a like Prestige 85, and they start with an S, and everybody loves them. They come from a very popular franchise. That is the one, the only Singularity. Why, of course. And with this, I call it
Okay.
Totem Defender 3000. This is an all hex build
Your
without Thrill of the
P85
Hunt.
Singu?
Daring today, aren't we? Yeah. And this, I will preface, I normally don't run add-ons, so it's kind of hard looking for me to look through add-ons. But if I had to recommend one add-on for any person wanting to do the Singularity build, I heavily recommend Cremated Remains, which simply reads that if a survivor is slipstreamed, so when they have the giant meatball on their back, they suffer from blindness, meaning they can't see auras. Not only does this help with like people forgetting where a survivor is hooked if you hook somebody and they're not paying attention, but it also stops any aura reading perks like ones that can find totems from being detected. Here is the build you're gonna run. So, the first perk, the most important one, I would say, is Hex Plaything, or as most people might know it now, Fortune's Fool, which reads that whenever you hook a survivor, a totem is lit up and they become oblivious until that totem is cleansed, and only they can cleanse it for the first 40-60 seconds. The main thing that you want here is people just to go cleanse totems. You're going to understand why. Along with this, we're going to combo it with another hook-based hex perk, that being Devour Hope, where every time a survivor is rescued 40x meters away from you, you gain a token. At 2 tokens, you get a small speed boost when you hook somebody. At 3 tokens, or 4 tokens, sorry, you can instantly down people that are all exposed. And the 5th one, when you have 5 tokens, you can instantly moor a survivor regardless of hook state. So that's another reason for survivors to go cleanse totems, because not only are they getting rid of your Devour Hope, but your plaything. You might be like, Maddie, why aren't you using Thrill of the Hunt? Don't we want to protect our totems? No. That is the interesting and fun part of this build. Even though you're a totem defender, you want them destroyed. So try and make it look like you're defending them, but in reality, you want these bitches gone. You want them obliterated, like a twink. Obliterate them.
Oh my
Additionally,
God.
the final perk that I say is like hard required for this build is Hex Pentimento, where after a totem is cleansed, you see the aura in white and you can go remake it and rekindle it, and it becomes a rekindle totem, where after a certain amount of totems, different effects is activated. At 20, you get at 1, you get 20% gen reduction for all survivors, then it's healing speed, gate opening, all of that. And if you have all 5 totems on the map rekindled, they cannot be cleansed ever. So the idea here is to get them scared with Devour Hope and Plaything, have them all cleansed, and then as soon as you see that, you're going to run around the map, slipstream survivors, but you're not chasing them, you're lighting up totems, and you're going to light them all up till you get 5, and you basically win the game after that. You literally form Exodia. Now, for the last perk, this I recommend being any hex perk that is not specifically Thrill of the Hunt. My main 2 are Undying, just to put them in a false sense of security, like, oh, the killer's trying to protect the totems. No. Or the more likely one I would recommend is Retribution, which after a hex totem is cleansed, it reveals everyone's auras for about 12 seconds. So if you do that and the rest of the build, it's going to be really fun, because every time a hex totem is cleansed for Retribution, and if Retribution is not the one that's cleansed, you get 12 seconds of aura reading, and it's awesome. Heavily recommend. Also, one last thing, for the last add-on besides Cremated Remains, it can literally be any of them, but I personally recommend Diagnostic Tool Repair, which just increases the range of your cameras, hitting a survivor with a meatball and slipstreaming them by 4 meters. Thoughts, ladies?
Sounds
Ugh.
evil.
It is really evil, and I say one of the most evil parts of it is it's quietly a very good stealth build.
Exactly.
Plaything is enough to make most killers into a stealth killer for a little bit. A lot of people aren't comfy playing without the terror radius, and that really shows a lot of the time. You will get really close to people that you shouldn't, because they just have Plaything activated.
Exactly.
This also leads to what I think is a side benefit to Retribution that is frequently not seen, is when a survivor touches bones, they get oblivious, and then when they cleanse a dull totem, they also get oblivious.
I believe so. Yes.
I think that's the rules on retribution. This means that like a survivor trying to preemptively cleanse all of your totems will still get oblivious. If you have good map pressure and you're mobile enough, and like you said, you're checking out every totem and pretending to defend them, you're going to be getting in chases left and right.
Yeah,
You're
I
going to
will
be
say, if you
sneaking
get
up on
buffed,
people.
Retribution did
Okay.
get buffed, so it's any totem, not just a plain one. Any totem,
Good.
and you get oblivious.
You get oblivious when you touch any bones, and I thought you got more oblivious if you cleansed a dull totem is what I thought. But I know you get 30 seconds of oblivious for touching
60
a
seconds of
bone.
oblivious for touching
Yeesh.
bones. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or it's whenever they bless or cleanse that they get the 60 seconds of oblivious, and it's revealed for 20 seconds, not 12 for all survivors.
Oh god, that's nasty. 20
Yeah.
seconds is so long.
Exactly. So every time they cleanse a plaything, the person who did it stays oblivious. You get to see all the auras, and you're feeding into that pentimento. You're getting value. You are going to kill them. Yeah.
And on Singularity too, because Singularity is really good at.
They can literally traverse the map if the right person's at the wrong place.
Yeah, they're really good at monitoring what's going on. Like one of the best killers to see what's going on at gens, hooks, and even the doors in game too. So even if they do get to end game, you have a good leverage there as well.
Exactly.
I would say probably the best killer at managing the doors at the end of the game.
Yes. I mean, you literally have cameras, so it's kind of hard to beat that.
Which you can TP through. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool build. I'll try that one out.
Yeah.
I love the Singularity, but I always feel like I have to sweat to play Singularity well. That one sounds like it's a bit more chill, and I can let them
like
have
you're not
their
trying to kill
totem
them
fun.
at first. You're just trying to hook each person once, wait for all the totems to be cleansed, and then you've got to run ass again, light every single totem up. And also try and leave like a camera next to the first totem that you rekindle. So if his rider tries to get it, you can like scare them off with the camera, and then you can just go back to getting all the totems.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend.
Very cool.
All right, passing the torch to Stevie.
Next up,
Yes.
I've got you.
Please.
This is my super serious pig head pop build.
Ooh.
There's many ways to play pig, and one of the ways a lot of people kind of find is fun is going for head pops. The pig from Saw has her reverse bear trap power, and most people who play it will advise you to not worry about the lethality aspect. These are not intended to kill people. They're just to keep them off generators and keep them distracted with their hands in the jigsaw boxes.
Ooh.
But there are ways to keep survivors from taking their hat off. They are very unsavory ways. You can follow one person around the entire match and keep hooking them. You can tunnel someone out, but that's not like a genuine head pop. You know what I mean? Like you want to be nowhere near the person and for them to die screaming.
I think I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going with this.
Game, right? You don't want them to be just in the wrong place at the wrong time. You want to make it impossible for them.
Mm-hmm.
So with Pig, I would run Whispers on everything. She just works really well. I think she's the only killer that can actually use Whispers, and I think she's kind of needs it. Whispers allows anyone with it. All the perk does is if you are in 32 meters of a survivor, Whispers lights up and you hear a sound cue for the duration of a survivor being within 32 meters of you. Most of the time, you might not be near a survivor. This perk will help you just get near someone. This perk will help you get near anybody. Doesn't matter who. You just want to be near people. As soon as you approach with Whispers, it'll light up. Your terror radius is shorter than Whisper's radius. So the idea is you need to juggle in your head. You have these two bubbles. One is your Whisper's radius, and this tiny shorter bubble is your terror radius that the survivor can hear you coming from. What you do is you use that little extra leeway to crouch, activate your stealth, and now you can approach. This is general Pig stuff. This is just how Whispers works. This is the only person who can use Whispers. On top of that, we're going to run a few more perks. Face the Darkness and Retribution are kind of our combo here. Pig, again, might be one of the only people who can use Face the Darkness correctly and effectively. Face the Darkness is a hex perk that only lights up when you injure a survivor. After you injure that survivor, the hex stays lit until either that injured survivor goes down or that injured survivor gets healed. The idea is you want to hit and run. You want to hit one person and find someone else. Hit one person, find someone else. You want to juggle these bleeding survivors, juggle these injury states until maybe you can get a down on someone easy. This is also general pig gameplay. If you can't get a quick down on someone, move to someone else. If you can't get a quick down on the first person, now everyone's screaming with Face the Darkness. Now survivors who are outside of your terror radius scream and reveal their location every 2 seconds. Every time or every 30 seconds, they reveal their location for 2 seconds. Whatever the numbers are, this will help you find people at a longer range than Whispers. Whispers tells you you are approaching someone. Keep it up. Keep doing it. Good job. Face the Darkness tells you here's where everyone you are not keeping track of is. This helps with Pig because pretty soon you will have everyone doing different things that you cannot predict and you want to keep tabs on them. With Face the Darkness, screams will interrupt actions. Screaming survivors will stop working on gens for a second. Screaming survivors will stop healing their teammate for a second. Screaming survivors might miss a vault. They might also be working on getting their head trap off, and it will reset the entire progress of that individual search if they scream in the middle of it. Here is where I will talk about the add-ons. The rest of the build kind of just needs support in terms of perks, but when we talk about pig head pops, the add-ons are crucial. Anyone who's played Pig for multiple games will kind of lead towards a few add-ons that allow you to slow down the searches. You will either go Crate of Gears, Bag of Gears, and that will just add flat time to everyone searching, or people will go Tampered Timer, which will remove time from people, like their entire time bar. We're juggling a few different timers with these add-ons, and sometimes it just won't even matter. If no survivor gets close to popping their head, Tampered Timer's worthless. If no survivor is ever pressured off of a box, Crate of Gears and Bag of Gears is worthless. If a survivor has all the time in the world to open the box and get their head trap off, why did you slow them down? You know, you just kind of wasted your perk, or your add-on, I should say. This is why I like, for passive head pops, Razor Wire and Interlocking Razor. These are yellow or green, I think. Oh, I think they're still, I forget what they do with the colors. They're
Blue
the
and
two
green.
lower tier
Those
ones.
damn colors.
They're the lower tier ones. Interlocking Razor's a brown add-on. It just looks like a circle, and then Razor Wire looks like barbed wire. These will directly impact the skill checks on a box. It's the only way you can affect the skill check on a box. Forget something like Trapper's Unnerving Presence doesn't work on the skill checks for pig boxes. Forget something like Deadline or Chlorophobia or whatever else would affect a skill check. Right? A survivor with Deadline doesn't actually get harder skill checks, I think.
No.
But with Interlocking Razor specifically, missing a skill check will cause an injured survivor to become deep wounded.
Oh.
And with Razor Wire, missing a skill check while healthy will injure you. Razor Wire also makes the skill checks harder. It makes them a little shorter and harder to hit. The idea is any pressured survivor who keeps missing skill checks will be unable to remove the hat. Period. They just will constantly get injured and constantly put in deep wound. And if they don't mend, they go down while they're trying to get the hat off. I've seen many times people keep trying to push through it and they go down to the bleed timer on mending. But both of these together will get you at least somebody going on the ground when they don't notice it. It'll at least add about 17 seconds to somebody else's search because they had to mend in between two hats. It's good on numbers, and it's very cheap add-ons. These two, with Face the Darkness, it's not happening. Somebody is going to get shooken off of their box. They're going to miss a skill check and then get shooken off of it again. You will know exactly where they are. You will know that they're injured or deep wounded, and they will still be trying to get the hat off. That's why after this, the rest of the build kind of is preference. You can make it as nasty or as easy to deal with as you want. You can slap on more slowdown. I can guarantee you with a build like this, they won't get past 2 or 3 gens unless you really fuck up. So I just throw on No Way Out and Retribution. If it gets to the end game, then boom, you can shut down the exit gates. You know where they are. And with Retribution, if they cleanse your Face the Darkness, now you have 20 seconds. This build really falls apart if you can't get the momentum early into a strong mid game, and if your Face the Darkness gets cleansed. So work around that.
I was gonna say you might have some issues here if you can't land those hits consistently.
Yeah.
But if you do, that build's gonna be evil. You're gonna be
it'll be mean.
You are the devil. The devil.
You really want to be making sure your Face the Darkness is up all the time while you have it active. I don't think you can hit an ambush hit to get it. It might still work. It might just be anyone injured. I don't know if it's injured with basic attacks.
I think it's anyone injured.
Let's ask
injured.
Weekly GG Face.
However,
we are so well researched. We are so well informed.
The bottleneck on this is that Pig might get stuck
by any
against.
means. By any means.
Any means, boom. So you can ambush hit to get your Face the Darkness active.
Exactly.
It's a struggle to keep enough hats on that somebody's always threatened. And you also don't want to tunnel one person out because then 3 people slam the gens. It's hard to balance. But this should give you the best chance for the activated hats to be something you don't have to think about and you don't have to interact with unless you run into their path, scare them off the box.
Yeah.
But you don't have to look for the guy to tunnel. You can just let this build do its work in the background.
Meanwhile, I'm forgetting to put hats on survivors.
Come on.
I always forget anytime I play Pig. I was like, oh yeah, that's my power.
As far as head trap theory goes, use them all immediately. With a build like this, just put the slowdown on immediately. That's your best chance. Don't even think about saving it for later. Just slow down everyone.
I see we're coming out of the gate with mean builds.
Yes.
That one was long-winded, though, so please take it from me.
No. My next one is kind of goofy. It's not. It has a single theme, it being around screaming, and I call this one. I can hear you scream in Dead by Daylight.
Whoa.
And this is kind of similar theme to no one can hear you scream in space. I can hear you scream in Dead by Daylight because I'm the Xenomorph, and this is probably one of my favorite builds on Xenomorph. You could run this literally on any killer. You do not need to be a Xenomorph. It's just I like the theming of screaming and the movie tagline.
Yeah.
So the add-on, the only add-on that makes survivors scream from Xenomorph is Harpoon Gun. Hitting a survivor within 10 seconds after exiting a tunnel causes all the survivors farther than 24 meters to scream and reveal their aura. So if you want to apply pressure, you injure one person, then you can go off and go for someone else that screamed. The other add-on is up to you. You can really just use anything you'd like, but I would recommend semi-iotic keyboard, which shows gens that are near the tunnels. They show their highlighted progress. So the darker they are, the more progress they have. The lighter they are, the less progress they have. Or you could use Light Wand, which increases the downtime of fire of the flamethrowers by 3 seconds or something like that. So you get extra time to destroy any nearby turrets when you exit a tunnel, which is really helpful for you to stay in crawler mode. But again, that add-on is up to you. Just the only scream one you need is Harpoon Gun, and that's the only scream one Xeno has. The other perks are Ultimate Weapon, which is a Xeno perk. You check a locker, and with where you check that locker, I think it's like 24 or 32 meters. Any survivor in that radius where you check that locker will scream and reveal their aura, which is really good. There's Thwack, which is Skull Merchant perk. When you break a pallet or a breakable wall, any survivors within a certain short radius will scream and you'll see their aura, which I really like. You can run Thwack. However, Xenomorph, maybe you're leaving down pallets. You may not be breaking them as often. I know that I do that sometimes. You may want to run Face the Darkness instead, like Stevie just had in her build for Pig, or some other scream perk that is not the next two. And so my next two are Infectious Fright. When you down a survivor by any means, any survivors within a certain radius, again, I don't know the number specifically, it doesn't really matter, scream and reveal their aura. And then I really like Phantom Fear, which is Springtrap's best perk by far, where if a survivor, while in your killer terror radius, looks in your direction, they scream and reveal their aura. So you're just really you're making survivors scream left and right. You get constant information. It's a lot of fun. It is not meta. I lose a lot. Gens go by pretty quickly, but it is always fun to know exactly where survivors are frequently without having to have aura. And it's so rare for me to run into survivors who can't, who don't scream, like they're running that Lara Croft perk, or they're running um we just talked about it, the bird perk.
Calm spirit.
Calm Spirit, yes, I couldn't remember the name of it. So it's rare I run into those people, but it's cool to get constant information about where people are, and I don't have to worry about the auras being blocked or anything like that. So it's kind of nice. And with it being xenomorph, it's like I can hear you scream because we're not in space. So that's a little play on.
I like it because I don't know. You harken back to like Xenomorph being one of the classic slashers. She deserves the scary build, and I think a build like this works with Xeno especially because you can make use of info that's like, oh, a survivor's behind that rock. Let me tail whip them, or
Mhm.
oh, a survivor's all the way over there. I'll go tunnel all the way down there, or oh, that generator's almost done. Let me pop out right here and scare them.
Mhm.
You're Xenomorph. You're giving yourself opportunities to do stuff like this.
Yeah. Yeah. The one build you can't run Xenomorph really is a undetectable build because the turrets give you away, which is really unfortunate. So you can't be a stealth Xenomorph. You could try if survivors are really bad with turrets, but most of the time you're going to get caught. So that's why I kind of run this. Is like, okay, I'll try to maximize my presence as much as I can.
Awesome.
Wow, thanks, Bryson.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I do like all of our killer builds. It really shows off
Mhm.
like who we like to play. You know,
I love
Absolutely.
totems. Bryson loves getting value out of niche things, and Stevie's just in there for the love of the game, and we love
I'm
that.
in there
head
until Saw
popping.
Genesis comes out.
Oh,
There you go.
I'm
There you
so
go.
excited for that game. That game looks so fun. I want to
think
be a
it's good.
twisted, fucked up little psychopath dragging people.
Send me an alpha key.
Yeah.
We're all
Blooper
waiting.
team.
Please blooper
Please
team.
send us a key. Please put that.
We do have more killer builds, but we'll show those at a later time. We'll do another episode of
We
this.
can
That'll
do
be
part
fun.
2 if people
We'll do
would
a part
like
2.
that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I have so many
But
to share.
for that, we're
many.
gonna wrap those builds up, put a nice little bow on them, and move right into our Red Stain Radio killer tier list.
Oh,
This week we're on the Demogorgon.
oh my god.
Ooh.
Now. We have about like a third of the roster already planned, I think.
Yes.
Quite a
I
few,
would say
yeah.
Like we're getting there. We're on year 3.
Yeah, literally. So, I won't read off our tier list, but I'm looking at it right now with my eyes, and I'm wondering where I would place Demogorgon. I think I know.
I know too. I'd say so.
Are y'all ready?
Yep,
Yes.
I'm good.
We're gonna send it on 3.
Alrighty.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Send it. C.
B.
B.
Oh, okay.
I like B. I can be swayed to B pretty easily.
Yeah. For me,
And you both
Okay.
said C? Did you
I
say
said
C?
B.
Oh, you said
I
B.
said
Okay, go ahead, Maddie. Sorry.
I was saying, I think Demogorgon is probably the most middle of the road killer we have in the game, period. Because I just think there's so much room for potential, but he could have been so much worse. And I just don't know why. Every time I see a Demogorgon, I'm like, that is the most middle of the ground, not broken, not poorly balanced, not like weak, like right in the middle of balance. Like if every killer is taken from like the worst to the best numbered, I think Demogorgon for me would be like right in the middle. Like
Okay,
he is
they're like the
pinnacle
median.
of average.
The anchor of the bell curve that we always talk
Yes, I
about.
would say that, the anchor. Thank you. But like
I like this.
he was kind of the first killer to introduce traversal and a chase power, and I feel like they were very strong for its time. But with all the newer killers like Jason, the Judgment, even Springtrap, I would say he's been definitely brought down a lot. Like he's 115, sure. His shred is pretty good, but it's also very predictable. It's very easy to dodge, and his traversal power is very easy to get rid of. You just destroy the portals, and yeah, you can place some, and you have like the ability to control where they go, but in the end of it all, like you're only really using it in very specific scenarios, that being I want to leave Hook, it's the end game, there's this one generator / totem I want to keep protected. Like you're not using it just to go somewhere new.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead, Stevie.
I was going to give major props to Demogorgon for being, like, unironically one of the easiest killers to play.
No, 100%.
You have not
100%.
much going on, and it's not a lot to juggle, and it's straightforward. I play Demogorgon with music on, and I think that's the best way to do it.
Yes, exactly. Embrace listening to music when playing Dead by Daylight. Have fun.
But also enjoy Demogorgon's chase music because it's fire. It's really good. Okay, well, it's
I like it.
a little
but
close
it's
to
also
washing
just
machine.
wah, wah,
Oh,
wah.
really?
Like, it's like a tuba. It's just a
I
tuba
love it.
over and over
I
again.
love it. It's like synthy and like creep and like weird. I don't know. Yeah, I think Demogorgon is very much agree with Maddie. Like at the time, cool killer, pretty solid power. But now, I mean, I like
It's
Demogorgon, but Xenomorph is just a better Demogorgon.
You're
One,
right.
I don't have to place my portals. My portals cannot be destroyed. I can't destroy pallets, but I can hit over them, which is in a lot of ways better than the shred ability.
We'll say though. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I was gonna say. We'll say though. At least Demogorgon isn't getting burnt the fuck alive every time they
Exactly.
hit a pinball.
Yes. However, getting your portals torn away from you a lot of times and having to go across the map to replace them is a bummer. But Demogorgon is also very good at patrolling gens. So a lot of times I play against the Demogorgon and they're trying to 3-gen, which is a lot of time, which sucks. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. But and Demogorgon has. I know perks aren't consider that, but Demogorgon's got some solid-ish perks, like that introduce some really cool ones. But yeah, I think they can apply plenty of pressure and still have a really cool chase-oriented power that was recently buffed. Like that turn radius on the shred was improved, and it feels a lot better. So you have less ability to juke it. Like you need a wider window to do that. So
Yeah.
B for me.
Yeah. B. I would say
the
convinced.
definition
little lower,
of B.
like a little lower on B. Yeah. All right. Where are we thinking in B?
So B right now is Shape, Huntress, Nightmare, Plague, Wraith, Cannibal at the bottom.
Okay. Honestly,
It's getting pretty messy, right?
Yeah.
I would place it above Wraith but under Plague. That's where I would place them.
I was thinking that too, or just above Plague.
It's very comparable to
I
a
still
Plague.
think it's a crime Plagues in B, but I respect the tier list. I would place him under Plague, but I understand why you place him above.
And Steven thinks it's a crime Cloud is in C, but here we are.
Right. What do you think, Stevie? What do you think?
Let's put it above Wraith. Still feels a little high for me, but I was the one saying C
Like, I could be convinced to bring him down. I'm not like he has to be right.
Yeah, let's say right behind Plague.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
All right.
Damn right.
Pulling up my keyboard.
Cool.
That's the Demogorgon placed on our Red Stain Radio Killer tier list.
Yay! I wonder who's next. Who could it be?
Soon we will fill it up. Soon we will fill it out.
Who is next? I can't think of
Who is next? Who's next?
Who is next?
Who is that killer? Instead of who is that Pokemon?
Nah.
Who's that Pokemon?
We'll get to them. Come on. We'll figure it out later.
Laptop keyboard instead of my actual keyboard. Oh.
All right.
The next killer is a relative to an existing killer. The Oni.
That's him.
Yep.
The one and only.
Cool.
Blood Rage Man. Oh my god. And with that, I think we're like getting close to halfway done.
I thought we were only like a third. Wow.
I think we technically get halfway done at Twins and Trickster, which are only about 4 or 5 killers away. So
okay.
Based.
Yeah, we have some bangers coming up. I'll say that. We've got some bangers coming up.
Wow.
Yes.
That's all we had for y'all today. We love sharing it. Thank you, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting the show. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Bryson. Thank you, listeners and viewers. I'll see y'all in the fog next week.
Bye everyone. See ya.